Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to prep and build a little makeshift retaining wall out of railroad ties that you can use to kind of hold your hill back and also look nice for some landscaping. So really the first thing and the most important thing is the grade. You need to prep your ground so that it's nice and flat on the bottom course. And you can see here we're building into a hill. So the bottom course is going to have less railroad ties than the next course, and so on. So we've got the first course level, and then we took the second course and tiered it in. So we've got it overlapping 4 feet on each side, and then it goes 4 feet into the bank there and 4 feet into the bank there. Then the next course will run on top into the bank and then across this and then into the bank over there, etc. And it will be about 3 tiers high or 3 courses high. And then we will do another one a little further up the bank. But to get this going, you lay them on, and as long as they're level, then we drill some holes here. You see, because we want to tie in some rebar and drive them into the ground to hold these upright. So I recommend that every couple courses you do some rebar. We've got right here 4-foot sections driving into the dirt, so they're going 3 feet into the ground. And then every 2 courses, as well as rebar, you're going to use a couple of these grip fast spikes to tie the 2 ties together. I'll throw a link to those in the description below, and then you'll just pound them in. We recommend putting a pilot hole for those so that they don't bend, because if they bend, you'll have a heck of a time getting them out. So we're going to do that right now. All right, so we're going to be drilling the hole. It's important when you drill, you got to keep the bit straight up and down, and then put a lot of pressure on the top of the drill so it goes straight through. And you want to drill so that these nails don't bend, and try to get through both of these ties. So there we go, we've drilled the hole. Now the next step is to drive the spike through it. All right, so now we're going to pound the nail into the previously drilled hole. Now you ask, why do we have to drill this hole? Well, we tried one just for the heck of it, and it only got in about 3 inches, and it's starting to bend already, so we're going to have to cut that off. But here we go, so we'll pound this in and show you how nice it goes into the previously drilled hole. And there we go. So we'll just show you, look how solid this wall is. Doesn't even move. This tie here has some give to it. You can see it's moving. There's no spikes in it, only the rebar. This one is not going anywhere. We got a spike in there. So it's really important that you do that extra step to make your wall a little bit more solid. All right, so we need to make sure that you have everything level with the previous tie. So you can see we're tearing it into the hill here. And if we were to lay a tie on top of this, it would be at a bad angle. So we're gonna level that out into the hill about 2 feet. So to do that, you use a little pickaxe, try to get it as straight as possible, and just dig that hill away. I'll throw a link to a pickaxe in the description below. You can also use a shovel if you want, but it's a little more work. All right, so you can see there, we've got our bed dug, and it's roughly level. It's kind of eyeballed with the previous tie, and then you'll lay your new railroad tie on top of there, put a level on it, and make sure to fine tune it before spiking it in. All right, so here we've thrown on the next tie as we dug it into the hill there, so you can see the previous course ends, and then the next one goes on top and over it into the bank. And we're a little off level But if we were level, we would have a big gap down here. So the main thing is that you make sure your first tie is level way over here. Make sure that first one's level and then build off of there, continuing to keep a tight bond on these railroad ties, because obviously these ties are not going to be level. You can see here they're all chewed up and split, so if you put a level on that, it's not going to be level at all. So just make sure that you have it close and that everything is touching, so when you spike it and rebar it together, you've got a good strong wall. So we want to drill some holes for the rebar to go through to tie that into the ground. Really, it's a simple process. Just make sure you keep your bit straight, even pressure rate on the top, and drill all the way through both courses to let that rebar go through. So then once you're through the first one, you can tip this off. And then you want to continue your hole through the second one. And that's it. Once you have those holes drilled, line it up and put the rebar through. Okay, so here we are. We've got the holes drilled. Now we need to pound this rebar in. It's about a 4-foot section of rebar. We'll send right into the ground. So that rebar is going through 2 courses right there, and it's going to tie 4 feet into the ground there, because that's a 4-foot rebar. So actually it's going to tie 3 feet into the ground, 1 foot of ties right there. Then we've got another one here. This one is going to go through 2 ties as well. This is a 5-footer toward the middle of the wall that we're doing longer because there's going to be more pressure here in the middle. So that is it. That is how to tie together the railroad ties to build a retaining wall. We'll show you the finished product as soon as it's done as well. All right, here we are. This is the finished product. So you can see we tiered in each course further back into the hill, with the top course laying up even. We've staggered each course so that no 2 joints are right up on top of each other for good security. And then it's running into the hill over there. So that is the final product. That is it, how to build a retaining wall to prevent your hill from eroding or further eroding on any slope or area.